Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's Sunday preview. This video is sponsored by the Game Bunker. More on that later. Sunday preview: High Elves, Bounty Hunters, Heroes, and Knights. Supercilious and self-assured to the supreme, the High Elves of Utheron return to the mainland with another wave of reinforcements. Elsewhere, Bounty Hunters and Dramatis Persona offer their services on Necromunda. The Mechanicum unleash new knights and tanks for Legions Imperialis, and 2 characters ready for a ruck in the Horus Heresy. Alright, so we got a little video right here, but we're going to take a look at the full article. Alright, so starting off with Warhammer the Old World, we have the High Elf Mages. Fascinated by the secrets of sorcery and the blessed and nimble minds, the High Elves of Utheron are a race with a deep respect of magic. They use their power in battle to overwhelm their foes. Summoning great tempests or debilitating delusions, this kit builds 1 High Elf on foot and 1 mounted on a barded elven steed, with a head and staff option and 3 base options for the mage on foot. Then we have the Dragon Princes of Caledor. So awesome models, these have always been epic. When the supercilious Dragon Princes of Caledor ride into the thick of the fighting, their blood runs hot and they become impetuous heroes who would happily throw away their highborn lives to protect Utheron's people. This kit builds 10 Dragon Princes of Caledor with enough command comprising 2 squads of 5 and comes with a High Elf Realms transfer sheet containing 356 transfers. And next we have the Elven Archers. The foundation of most Elven armies are their levied militia, a system introduced by the Phoenix Skin Morval in ages past. All militia begin their training by learning the ways of the sword and the bow, and only join the battle when they have mastered these arts. This box contains 32 Elven Archers and enough command options to make 2 units of 16 plus a High Elf Realms transfer sheet featuring 356 transfers. So these ones obviously not holding up nearly as well as some of the other models. And next we have the Elven Spearmen. When militia have proven their worth on the battlefield as archers for at least a decade, they may be promoted to spear regiments, acting as a backbone of the Utheron war machine. This box contains 32 Elven Spearmen with enough command options to make 2 units of 16 plus High Elf Realms transfer sheet featuring 356 transfers. Alright, and then we have the Tiranoc Chariots. Unprotected enemy flanks, best beware the charge of the Tiranoc Chariot. Swifter than a bracing sea breeze, expert charioteers use their mobility to rake the enemy with arrows before mounting line-breaking charges. This kit can build 2 Tiranic Chariots or 2 Lion Chariots of Krace, the latter made from the distinctive white timber and drawn by ferocious war lions, which can be assembled separately should you choose the Tiranic Chariot option. It also contains a High Elf Realms transfer sheet featuring 356 transfers. So very cool, always been a big fan of these lions. Definitely nice to see these chariots coming back. And next we have the Lothern Skycutter. Skycutters are sleek airborne chariots that ride upon a cushion of magic drawn into battle by tamed swift feather rocks. They act as outriders, using compact eagle-eye bolt throwers to eliminate enemy units. This box builds a single Lothern Skycutter which can be equipped with the eagle-eye bolt thrower and also a Seaguard High Elf Lord on foot. It comes with a High Elf Realms transfer sheet featuring 356 transfers. Alright, so very cool. You got the 2 different options. If you go with the Bolt Thrower, you get the High Elf Lord on foot. If you go with the Lord on Chariot, obviously you're going to have the Bolt Thrower left over. Alright, and then switching scenes, we're moving over to Necromunda. So we have the Abyssal Ferryman, Hagthor Jarlun, and Aster Felsturn. Ensure safe passage to the Secundus Abyss with 2 Abyssal Ferrymen, the handy Hagthor Jarlun and the brash Aster Felsturn. These miniatures are cast in Forge World resin and come with their rules in the box, which can also be found in the Necromunda, the Book of Desolation. So pretty cool that they're including the rules in the box also. And then we have the Silberlant Servos and Infotek. Information is currency in the Underhive, and few trade in secrets as smoothly as Silberlant Sevos. A former Vansar, he attempted to merge his mind with the sacred STC, leaving his body in ruin but with the ability to feel the electronic soul of the hive around him. Now he gathers intelligence for those who can pay the price. Cast in Forge World resin, he comes with the rules in his box, which can also be found in the Necromunda, the Arthanian Succession Ruins of Jarlun. Now a quick word from today's sponsor, Game Bunker. Game Bunker carries a full range of Games Workshop products including miniatures, terrain, paint, tools, and more. Game Bunker offers 15% off MSRP for most Games Workshop products with the discount code WHMS. Receive free shipping in the continental United States on orders over $145. Online orders ship out within 24 hours. Game Bunker is a veteran-owned business. Use affiliate link below, enter discount code WHMS to save 15% on most items at checkout. For fast, friendly service with a discount on your favorite tabletop board gaming purchases, visit GameBunker.net and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you. And then we have the Prophet of Redemption. From the ashes of Cinderak City, the Prophet arises, a mysterious figure carrying the ancient remains of a Redemptor priest. His magnetic aura of faith drew people to him by the thousands. His appearance inspires the faith and causes enemies to falter, and while on target, shots seem to barely scratch him. Cast in Forge World resin, he comes with rules in the box, which can alternatively be found in the Necromunda Arthanian Succession Vaults of Temeros. And then we have Vandoth the Fallen. So very cool model here. Definitely like that he looks like he's wearing some Space Marine armor. Whispered tales abound of a gigantic man with a thirst of blood whose skin is near impervious to the conventional weapons and who has wielded a mighty bolt gun with one hand. Some say he is the disgraced bodyguard from the House Helmar. Others that he is a creature of chaos, but all concur that his appearance heralds heaps of bodies. This miniature is cast in forge rolled resin and comes with rules in the box, which can also be found in the Necromunda Book of Ruin. And not only does he appear to be wearing what you could say is Blood Angel's army, carrying a bolter in one hand, but then he also has the Blood Angel's icon on his blade, so very likely, at least you could suspect, that he may be a fallen Blood Angel Space Marine. And then we have the Whisper Merchant and Psychoteric Thrall. Whisper merchants are willing to filter through the rumors which fall from the Hall of Lies for a price. The criminal Psychoterica gangs, meanwhile, recruit thralls to use as conduits for psychic powers. This double pack contains 2 miniatures cast in forge rolled resin. They come with rules in the box, which can also be found in the Necromunda House of Shadows. So definitely some cool models, as always, coming to Necromunda. Alright, and then moving over to Legion Imperialis, and keep in mind that these are much smaller scale. These are not your typical size models. So we have the Karacnos Assault Tank Squadron, so 4 of those bad boys in a box. And then we have the Krios Squadron. So once again, we have 6 of these in a box. And then we have the Acastus Knights Asterius. The Acastus Knights Asterius rival even Warhound Titans for firepower. Armed with either 2 twin Magna las cannons or 2 conversion beam cannons, their heavy chassis can even be fitted with Karacnos mortar battery found on the tanks of the same name. This box comes with 2 Karacnos Knight Asterius. This box comes with 2 Acastus Knight Asterius, a Mechanicum Knight transfer sheet featuring 419 transfers, and an Asterius command terminal for use in games of Adeptus Titanicus. Alright, and then we have the Cerastus Knight Atrapos. So I was really looking forward to these guys, hoping that they would come out with a 40k version in a plastic kit. Unfortunately, these are Adeptus Titanicus. The Knight Atrapos has a machine spirit that harbors a hunger for destruction, and they usually fight forces of enemy knights, wielding a gravitation singularity cannon and an Atrapos laser cutter, and an Atrapos las cutter. They are sometimes even sent after wayward scions as executioners. This box contains 4 Knight Atrapos, a Mechanicum's Knight transfer sheet featuring 419 transfers, and an Atrapos command terminal for use in games of Adeptus Titanicus. Alright, and then we have the Questoris Knight Magaera and Styrix. Households sworn to the Mechanicum are granted the honor of piloting more technologically sophisticated steeds such as the Knights Magaera and Styrix. Both are equipped with ionic flare shield and repair autosimulacra to manage damage. This box contains 4 knights which can be built as either the Magaera or Styrix. And then of course the transfer sheets and then your command terminal. And then moving over to the Horus Heresy, we have Aster Crohne the Shroudmaker. Aster Crohne is renowned for his sheer bloody-minded tenacity, and his uncanny ability to survive slaughter after slaughter. Clad in ornate artificer armor featuring detailed filigree to represent his commitment to the cause, he is armed with a Saphan Shard Axe that speaks to his origins. Cast in forge rolled resin, this miniature has rules in the Warhammer the Horus Heresy Martian Civil War. Absolutely awesome model right here, love this. And then we have Caedus Nex, a pariah within his own legion. Caedus Nex is known as the Blood Crow, an infamous criminal given a second chance by the Patriarch Corvus Corax and transformed into a Space Marine. A Maritat Prime with skilled honor by the lifetime of murder, he sows terror on the battlefield, continuing to pursue his own mysterious agenda long after going missing during the massacre at Isfahan 5. Caedus Nex is made from forge rolled resin and his rules for Warhammer the Horus Heresy, the Martian Civil War. So very cool. We got a ton of releases coming this week. We've got Warhammer the Old World, we've got Horus Heresy, we've got Adeptus Titanicus. Lots and lots of cool stuff to help flush out the ranges. Let me know what you're most excited about. Always like to hear back from you guys down in the comments. And as always, special thanks to the Game Bunker for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products with code WHMS at checkout. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.